Hi guys, you've probably seen it yourself. In the House of Commons, the Prime Minister and members of the Labour Party will point their finger at Nigel Farage and call him a Putin puppet. Now you're probably wondering, why is that happening? Well, according to polling, it seems that this is a bit of an Achilles heel for Reform and Nigel Farage in particular. And it seems that other political parties have seen this weakness too and are attempting to exploit it. Here is Zack Polanski, the leader of the Green Party, doing exactly that. Have a listen.
You all know that I've been shouting about Reform's connections to Russia for a while now, but take a look at this clip from Victoria Derbyshire and Zia Youssef.
Can I ask you finally about Nathan Gill, Reform's former leader in Wales, who will be sentenced soon for taking cash bribes to make pro-Russia statements while he was a member of the European Parliament. Mr Farage says he was shocked when he heard about that, and he knew Nathan Gill well. Is there anyone else in your party who could be taking bribes from pro-Russian politicians?
I don't believe so. Look, I've never met Nathan Gill.
So.
I've never met Nathan Gill. Just to be clear, it was long before my time inside the party.
I'm asking about now, and you say you don't believe
what
so?
Nathan Gill did
no,
was
I'm asking
treacherous.
about now.
He has pleaded guilty.
I'm asking
and
about
we condemn it in the strongest possible terms,
your
Victoria.
members and politicians.
I've never met him. I was the chairman for a significant period of time.
I'm not asking you about Nathan Gill
over the last year. I've never met the guy. Nigel did know him from his time as an MEP. That is ancient history as far as Reform are concerned.
It is absolutely outrageous. Could you imagine if anyone said to you, have any of you or your mates taken bribes from Russia or any form of corruption? I'd hope you could come up with a better answer than, I don't think so.
Well said. It was actually, I don't believe so, but yeah, it's the same thing. And it's completely correct. Can you imagine any other political party saying, I don't believe that we've taken bribes from Russia. I don't know. I need to check. No. Every other political party, maybe with the exception of the Conservatives, but then Reform are the Tories 2.0. Any other political party would say, no, we've not taken money from the Russians and we never intend to take money from the Russians. See, this is a bit of an Achilles heel, according to focus groups and according to polling, for Reform. These connections to Russia. Every time it's brought up, it causes damage to Reform and Nigel Farage. And this is why they don't want to talk about Nathan Gill or Putin or anything. And I think this is part of the reason why Farage came out recently saying that, well, if he was in charge in NATO, he would knock Russian planes out of the sky. He wants to put as much distance between himself and Putin as possible. You know, he used to admire the guy. Now he doesn't seem to admire him anymore because of the damage it's doing to Reform. Now, there are other issues as well. For example, climate change. Whenever focus groups are asked about climate change and Nigel Farage's position on it, or Reform's position on it, it does them damage because of their connections to the fossil fuel industry. They're happy to take money from dodgy people and then push their policies, but these policies are not popular with the public, so they're running the risk of turning voters off. That's why they don't talk that much about it. They will criticize net zero and describe it as a Labour and Tory policy, but the actual benefits of fighting climate change, ordinary members of the public would benefit from that, insulating homes and stuff like that. But Reform are constantly talking down any attempt to deal with climate change because of their connections to the fossil fuel industry. And then the last is corruption, money in politics. Nigel Farage makes more money working for other people than he does working as an MP for his constituents. This is why he doesn't bother asking questions on behalf of his constituents, because he doesn't care about them. He clearly doesn't care. When was the last time he held a constituency surgery? I don't know, and I can't find information about that, so I have to presume he has never done it. Because if he did, you would imagine that he would have filmed it, he would have broadcast it on social media, but we don't see that. Maybe it has happened, but I haven't seen it. So once again, he makes more money working for GB News. He makes more money in his investments, maybe from donations. I don't know, but he's not doing his job as an MP. That's who he should be working for. And it begs the question, if Nigel Farage cares more about GB News and cares more about the money he earns outside his MP job, then who is he truly working for? Whose interests are at his heart? Can it be his constituents? Well, I don't think so. It's more likely somebody else. And this is why the government should ban second jobs. Doesn't matter what the second job is, get rid of them. This would force Nigel Farage into a position where he'd actually have to ask questions on behalf of his constituents, where he'd have to work for his constituents as opposed to working for other people. And once again, the idea of politicians working for other people is not really popular with voters. Maybe some Reform UK voters are happy with that, but generally voters want their MPs to work for them, not to work for somebody else. And that's why it should be brought up. This is a weapon that you can use against Nigel Farage and Reform at the ballot box. They're a party that is on the side of the fossil fuel industry, it seems. They're a party that had no problem taking money from Russia until recently. And it's a party that is not working for its constituents. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.